Hey everybody, welcome to another video review. This will be segment 5 of my Blood Rage miniatures showcase. This is the Bear Clan. So I talked earlier about how each of the clans sort of has their own little distinctive, unique art design, their culture, something that kind of sets them apart. So I was thinking the Bear Clan, it's probably, if I had to pick, I would guess that the art design just really shows raw strength, which is sort of what you would expect a clan dedicated to the bear would be. And hopefully we can illustrate that by taking a look at the designs and how they're sculpted. So just to kind of break up the monotony a little bit, I'd like to start this time a little bit different. So here's the clan leader of the bears, and I'm going to begin by just sort of comparing the painted with the unpainted versions. In other ones, I've done it sort of at the very tail end of the review, but here I like to just start off by doing the comparison. Put my hand behind it, so hopefully you can get a better appreciation again of the detail that we can lavish on these plastic minis. It never gets old kind of looking at the striking difference between the two. And just sort of turning him around and then turning the painted version around as well. Here you go. So again, hopefully you can appreciate the work that goes into making one of these guys. Here's the bear totem pole. All right, so this is the unpainted version. Let's put him aside. Let's lift this guy up. Get a little bit closer. So you can see he's balding. Get a little bit closer here. Hopefully don't lose any of the detail. See, it's nicely defined musculature. This guy is cut. Look at that belt buckle with a fine detail there. Nice base. A lot of their weapons are more like sledgehammers. Kind of, again, befitting the brute strength of the Bear Clan, so to speak. Look at the back, look at all the nice texturing of the cloaks. Here's the totem pole, where you can actually see the skin of the bear, and then you have the claw on top. Beautifully done. Very nice. Looking good. All right, very good. So this is the soldier. With his sledgehammer. This guy has like a lot of stuff going on. It's a little bit dizzying almost. He's got a sword and a dagger and a sledgehammer. He's got what looks like pretty good armor, but the chest is exposed just like the clan leader. Very nice detail on the boots. It's got a horn on the side. I mean, this guy looks like he's got to be strong just to carry all the gear on him, It's pretty hilarious. Here's what he looks like from the back. Pretty awesome. All the little pouches, all the armor detailing, the texture of the cloak, the leather, straps, the metal effects. I mean, I think this guy is actually detailed enough to even be a clan leader. I think he rivals the actual clan leader in terms of the detail. So let's put him down here. I'll bring my phone down and let's check out what he looks like compared to the unpainted version, so that you can, again, sort of appreciate everything that went into him and how they had to turn this guy into that guy. All right, pretty remarkable. There you go. And the next ones up are all versions of him. So this guy's got a different hair color, slightly different coloration. Get some of this hair out of the way, this lint. He's on a very elevated base. So he's definitely one of the guys where you really have to, use magnets to secure him to these insert trays. Love the detailing on the face at this scale, pretty remarkable. Looks good. Beautiful. Definitely awesome complexity in the sculpt. Okay, you're up next. Again, just kind of noticing all the different all the different subtle variations that the painter Mina was able to put into these warriors. Just changing little things like the skin tone and the hair color, a little bit of the color of the, the clothes, the shading. So again, it sort of takes away from the reality that these are just basically almost like chess pieces. They're pieces of the board, and to kind of give them that little touch of individuality, even at this level of work. Very, very nice. And the last guy. They made this guy leaning forward just a little bit. Not sure if that was on purpose or an accident. I mean, you can't tell if I tilt him up like this, but he is leaning forward just a bit, which is fine. The way these guys are, it looks like they're about to march forward anyways. Again, when you have to cut the miniature off of the plastic base to build up the base, this type of thing happens. You can see there's a little tiny area where I have to touch it up with a little bit of gray. Not a big deal. The paint on the mini, to me at least, is the most important. The base is beautiful, but they should serve as accents. Should not distract from the beauty of the main figure paint job. Looking good. So that's Warrior 1. Here's Warrior Type 2. This is one of the coolest versions, by the way, one of the coolest warriors. So the helmet is actually the skin of a bear, which I thought was just so awesome when I first saw it. This was one of the first paint ups that really wanted me. This was one of the first paint ups of the minis that really made me want to get a whole set, not only paint it up, but a whole set to play with, you know? Did a great job. Look at that. Love this. Kind of trying to showcase all the different shadings and textures and details of the armor, the sword sheaths. I mean, these bear guys are packed with weapons. And interestingly, they're all kind of like naked, like half naked from the waist up. Maybe that's kind of like their little unique take. All right, let's showcase the unpainted version. Kind of see what a difference it is. Again, very different playing with this versus playing with that. I think very few people have had the opportunity to actually play with a fully painted set. It just adds so much more enjoyment, I think, to the game, you know? You can really kind of let your imagination take shape. That's kind of why I think, you know, board games utilizing miniatures are so popular, like the Warhammer 40,000 and army building and things like that. Okay, let's put him back. Let's put the next guy up. Sort of admire this version. Focus on the face a little bit. Lovely. Number 3 out of 4. Again, you kind of see the variation, the beard color, and the color of the fur of the bear armor. Look at the little tiny metal here on the pants, gloves. Not a whole lot to say, you know. There's only so much you can say about how fantastic these pieces are before it's just sort of like a broken record. Here is the last version, not least by any stretch of the imagination. You can see he has a gray beard, grayish white. Looking fantastic. Did some nice detailing work on one of the gauntlets. All right, let's see what the Shamans look like, the mystics of the Bear Clan. A lot of claws. You see that the claws are actually, what is it, painted on his face. It's nice. So he's holding a dagger or a sword and a staff. And then again, dressed all in bearskin. This is a regular cloak though, hood. And then you can see sort of the teeth on the inside. And the two claws of the bearskin folded across the middle. It's a nice touch, interesting design. And then this is the other version, painted a little bit darker. I think Mina did an exceptionally good job differentiating the mystics because she only had two to worry about, so I think she could really kind of go all out in making them, different from each other. It's a little bit trickier trying to differentiate four identical subjects. It's a nice clean job on the face right there. Let's compare the two side by side. You can see they're very, very different colorations. And now you can see the rare earth magnets are making their move. Any closer and they will move apart. So it's about as close as you can get them. So I think it's pretty neat seeing the differences. And of course we will put the unpainted one in the middle so you can have a appreciation again of the blank template, what that blank template looks like. You gotta not shake the camera, then it'll focus a little bit better. And I'm so close to these guys. Put my hand behind it. So hopefully it will focus a little bit closer even. And you can kind of clearly see the striking difference between the painted and unpainted. All right, very nice. Let's bring this guy here. And then let's get one warrior from each. So we all have sort of our lineup. So as you can appreciate, these are the four. I'll turn him around a little bit. He's supposed to be like this. Our clan leader. And then the two big soldier brutes, each carrying heavy. One has a sledgehammer. The other has, I don't know what you call the other one. I think they're both sledgehammers, but maybe different versions of sledgehammers. And then the mystic right here. This is the guy who again is leaning forward just a little bit, like he's lunging at you. Okay, and then last but not least, we have the ship, which is identical to all the other ships. Its color, of course, is brown. I think I forgot to show the little glory markers for some of the other clans, but they're all the same, The color corresponds to the clan. I didn't want to do too much with this because, it is very important that you know exactly what clan this represents. This is what's keeping track of your score. But I just wanted the skull to be a little bit nicer looking. And so they painted that for just a couple bucks. Very cheap. But I think they did I think she still even then did a great job texturing it adding a little bit of age. So there you go. And then the player tokens for the Bear Clan are pretty interesting. It's not like a head. And I think the reason they didn't do a head is because it would have been a little bit too tricky, in my opinion, to differentiate it from like the wolf, you know, and it would look too much alike. You have another snarling animal with teeth. So instead of, I think cleverly, instead of using or falling into that trap, they just used the claw of the bear. So here, as you can see, very nicely done with the little tips. And then you have the red markings to give it a little bit of color as well. So they're all basically the same. Very nice job. Here you go. There it is. As with every clan, we have the clan leader, the 8 warriors, 2 types, the 2 mystics, the ship, the glory marker, and then our player tokens, the 4 of them. And then we of course used the unpainted versions here to give some perspective, nice before after. So there you guys have it. This is the Bear Clan. And I think after that, the only clan left is the Serpent Clan, which is the only clan so far. They're releasing another expansion where they'll change that, but it's the only clan that's all female. So that's going to be very interesting to showcase, and we'll be doing that for the next video. So until then, hope you enjoyed this one. Take care.